Mr. Valenton Wint. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
My name is Sherlock Robinson,
Good afternoon, Shirley.
and I want to welcome you to my YouTube channel, and I want to welcome you also the viewers. I am here to have a little chit chat with you, and it's really a privilege of mine to really have you on my platform because we know that person like you of your status is a very busy man, hard to reach, and we know the reason for that during this season.
The privilege is really mine to be here in this interview with you and certainly your viewers. As it relates to me, you know, Valenton is someone that I believe that most people in and around this area would know.
Yeah.
I've been here for a very long time. I was really born in South Manchester, but I
Okay.
journeyed here a very long time ago, many years ago. I started business. As it relates to my background,
Yes, sir.
my background is really in business. I do development and all of that. My schooling, I attended the Hatfield Primary School, Santa Cruz Primary School, and then St. Elizabeth Technical High School, that is States. I then returned to Manchester, where I attended NCU. Back then it was West Indies College. I did courses at CAS back in the days, University of the West Indies, and also studies overseas, where I pursued my law program at the University of Huddersfield in
Okay.
England. I then went on to specialize in planning and environmental law at Northumbria University over in England, just the same.
Okay.
Yes, I really had a passion for planning, and also environmental studies and environmental law itself. You know, this really brought me into having an appreciation for, the country and, the environment on a whole. You know, During my environmental studies, really, I I had specialized in water and yeah, there's water management, the
Treatment.
water law and all of that.
Okay,
Yes,
okay.
so I fell in love with water itself, and to that end, not too long ago, probably about 5 years ago, I undertook further studies, not in law this time, but in water treatment and water management at California State University.
And as a
So
result,
water is one of my passions.
we have a lot of water today.
Probably that's why we're having plenty rain today, you know.
Yes, sir.
So, but I practiced business for a while. That is after I worked with Alcan for a while. While I was at Alcan, I worked in the production area. I also went to the power plant. I worked in the power plant, and I really started with the water treatment area there
Yeah.
at Alcan. So you can see my love from water from that time. Then, after leaving, I decided to open my own business. So I went into the grocery business right in Spalding's on the border of Clarendon and Manchester.
So let's stick up in here. So how long did you spend at Alcan?
I spent 9 years at Alcan,
Okay.
but some of my studies I undertook while I was there.
Okay.
Yes, man, I found Alcan to have been, a real good experience.
Springboard like.
Real good experience. And after Alcan, the grocery business, it got me to really move with the communities because when you sell grocery, you meet everybody.
Yes, yes,
If you
yes.
meet everybody, it's good. So everybody have to eat food. So, as my love for the grocery business and for the community grew, I started doing a lot of community work. I started working with the churches. I worked with the community organizations and the city association. I became president at one time for Upper Clarendon Development Area Committee.
Yeah.
I became vice chairman for the PDC in Clarendon, while I actually worked at the same time with the Jamaica Red Cross.
Okay.
You understand?
Interesting.
Christiana and Spalding Era Group.
Interesting.
So, yes, man. So my love for community development, started growing and mushrooming. To that end, I decided to take further studies again. So I did a program at Valenton College. I obtained a degree in community development.
Okay.
So I worked on several community development projects to include the Percy Junior Hospital.
Yes.
The hospital at one time needed to be upgraded and needed to be refurbished. There was much talk about converting it to a comprehensive clinic, the way Ulster Spring was converted and the Alexandra Hospital was converted. We would have none of that. So I was invited to chair the hospital improvement committee.
Yeah.
That committee was successful in upgrading the hospital. We tiled 26,000 square feet of hospital space, which is
Wow.
mostly entire back then.
Yeah.
We upgraded the entire plumbing throughout the hospital. We built a central sterilization unit there, upgraded the children ward, we did the yard space, put in a new sewer treatment plant, and as you know, I have a love for water and water treatment.
And
So
electric
that
and
plant is a state of the art
and
plant. We
electrical
also
aspect.
upgraded the electricity there. We had an X-ray machine that was gifted to us for many years, which we could not use because it required 440 current. So we upgraded from 220 to 440. I must say much thanks to Power Services who did it for us at a very, very low cost. So, I did a lot of work there. I was made the first chairman of the hospital management committee, during which time I got an award, where the hospital received an award as the
Yeah.
best kept hospital in Jamaica. The following year, we got another award as the best run state agency in Jamaica. It was the
O-
best run state agency then. You
Okay.
know, I did some work which I'm proud of there as it relates to other community work. I became vice president for the Jamaica Red Cross, to which end I represented the Red Cross all over the world, Switzerland, the Geneva Conventions. I worked with the Red Cross in all over the world, all over the
So
world. Many areas in Europe,
so we could so we could say
Asia,
so we could say that they are
Latin America, and the Caribbean.
we could say that they are international figures, sir.
Well, of course, I'm a child of the universe. I'm an international figure. But Jamaica is my home, the
Yeah.
place I'm very proud of. And Christiana Spalding is the place that I love, the place that has embraced me so well over the period, and the place that I've embraced. You know,
So
so
let's just stick up in, sir. So with all these experience that you had with the various community development programs and etc., this would have formed a springboard for you to enter into representation politics.
yes, it would somewhat. But I must tell you, because during my time in the Red Cross, and I can remember that period after Hurricane Ivan, I recognized the need to have persons who understand community development to be more involved in, in politics or representational politics. As much as the Red Cross principles don't believe in hostilities or, anything of a political nature where you choose one side over the other,
Yeah.
I got involved in politics, and I brought with me the principle of the Red Cross. So I am one who is, as much as I am representing one political party, as it relates to representation, I've been non-partisan in that respect. You know, I will work and I have to win with one of the political parties. I've been the standard bearer for a very long time. Despite my many losses, I remain because the people want me to remain. Not just because they love valuing in how we look
Yeah.
or the things that he will give them, but I've always participated in community development, projects. The Christiana bypass, for instance, when they were having problem bypassing Christiana on the eastern side, behind Super Plus and all of that, and they were getting a lot of water away. I was one who offered a property that I owned so the highway could be built upon. Quite a bit of land from my commercial property was used to
But
facilitate the building of the highway.
but we never heard anything of you being given up in the land, Mr. Wint. They give
Well,
you the
the
credit.
property, government can acquire land if they
Okay.
want to use it, but I offered it in this case. And,
Oh.
we paid a stipend, nothing near the cost of the land. But
Okay.
for me, my mission was to see that Christiana got a well needed bypass.
Okay.
After the bypass was completed, we still have congestion in Christiana. And I tell you, I had to now open another parcel of land that I had here and facilitate the holding of vehicles, not just taxis, but private vehicles, taking it off the street in Christiana. Today, I take over 350 vehicles off the street in Christiana, so we can promote, easier passage through the town of Christiana.
Very
In
interesting.
addition to that, there were quite a number of persons who used to bend their wares on the street, and they were harassed by police daily. So I'll never forget going to Mayor Ramsey at the time, and I asked her, could I facilitate this meeting in an arcade?
Yeah.
And she said to me, well, it's up to you. You just have to tell the parish council you're doing it. And I went and I made the application. And today I removed quite a bit of those vendors from the street. And I have them selling their wares right on my same property there, But, and I'm proud to see many of them have built their homes, many have bought cars, and the business, just very small businesses, doing pretty well. Just beyond that, the highway, persons who used to sell their animals had a hard time finding market for it because there was no place to sell. So I now extended my offer so persons could be selling their cows and their goats and their pigs.
Yeah.
We have the largest animal market right now in Jamaica, right there. And I must tell you what, I don't charge these people a cent. I make sure though that they are regulated and they pay the prescribed fee to the parish council for selling in these areas.
So would you say, sir, that you quietly achieve important goals?
Those are things that the community was of great need for. And I couldn't be a prudent citizen recognizing the need for public order and recognizing the need for growth in your community, and you sit back if you can help and don't help. So I would beckon to Jamaica, where you can help man. You have a piece of land that is needed to facilitate the development in a particular area in your area. Help. Mark you, I love development myself, and thus me studying planning law.
Yeah.
So I really understand the whole processes of planning and how we should do things to have it done in an orderly way. So I do development myself. Glencoe subdivision, I think is a subdivision that we are all proud of. Up in same place in Northeast Manchester here.
Yeah.
So I'm one of the chief, developers in that particular area. And many persons have built their lovely homes as a result. I would love to move into building more homes when I become, if and when I become the member of parliament. Because we really need more houses here. The current member of parliament has been in office for over 32 years, and there's no improvement on the government, of the housing, facilities that we should be missing. The housing stock has not improved. Under the PMP administration, there's plentiful to build 500 houses in Northeast Manchester here over that 5-year period when I become the member of parliament. So there's so much more to look for. There's so many things that is lacking right now. We notice we don't see much, entertainment areas here. Recreational areas like football fields and community centers. In Northeast Manchester, and I'm privileged to see many of them operating around. There's one in Springboard that has been there for a long time, and that has always been in such a poor state of repair that it's hardly used. We now have 2 councillors, and I notice Councillor Evans is doing some work on it, cutting the yard and getting the place uplifted so that the residents can start using that one. But as Member of Parliament, I would ensure that there is a community centre and a recreational facility in every single community across Northeast Manchester.
My question though, sir, Mr. Wint. There was 2 political parties, the JLP and the People's National Party. What would have influenced you to choose the People's National Party? And as a result, you become the caretaker candidate for the constituency.
Well.
On more than one occasion.
Yes, good question. I was invited by the People's National Party. They invited me to look at representational politics, something I really thought long and hard about. Very honestly, even though I saw the need, that if you need to see change, it's wise if you become a part of the change that you want to see. It wasn't too hard, for me to get involved. But looking at the 2 parties, I think they're completely different. One party believes in development from the bottom up. The other seemingly believes that you have a hand-me-down kind of development, where you develop the top first and come down. I believe, as a Red Crosser, that you must deal with the most urgent cases of distress. Yeah. So you start from the bottom and you build up.
Okay.
Because if those at the bottom are sufficiently strong, they can manage what is there that you're building on from the top. A building must have a very strong foundation if you really want to withstand the ravages of hurricane and other disasters. So I believe in building the base where those at the bottom are strengthened through education, through employment, through getting certain privileges that makes them and their families strong. When you build the family, then you tend to build the society. And when you build the society in such a fashion, you build the entire nation. So it's my belief that in community development, always start from the bottom. That's the quality of the PMP. The PMP believes in education. The PMP, and I must say the JLP don't believe in education. But it was the PMP who started the common entrance exam. Where a merit system, where you set an exam or you attend any high school of your choice as long as you pass.
Okay.
Sufficient grade for that school. It's the PMP who believes that we need to have more schools across Jamaica. So they built quite a bit of the schools. You see, currently Northeast Manchester still have school on shift system, the Christian high school. We need to change that. Because we need to have a particular time for schooling.
Yeah.
So we don't want to see children come to leave their homes too early just to get to class and have to stay too late to get home. So we want to see a change in that. As Member of Parliament, I will ensure that we extend the Christian high school or we'll build another high school in Northeast Manchester. The PMP also believes in healthcare. It was the PMP who started the National Health Fund. The PMP started the NIS. Where we could look at getting our pension after we work for a particular year, the number of years. But if you're hurt at the job, there's an insurance scheme that gives you a benefit.
Yeah.
So the PMP is a party of choice, a party who believes in equity, between gender equity. So both men and women should be paid a similar wage for similar work. The PMP believes in building the family unit. And as such, we have maternity leave for persons who get pregnant on a job, So the PMP, I think, is the party of choice. It is often said that when PMP don't vote, JLP win.
Yeah.
So we are looking forward, even though Northeast Manchester has been dominated by the Labour Party over the years. We saw Billy McLaren in 1967, who was a member of Parliament, and after him we had Kirby, and then for a short stint between 89 and 93. The PMP won it.
Calvin
Lynn's period, we saw a lot of development. We saw improvement to the water infrastructure. We saw a lot of roads, farming roads built during that particular period. So it was such a short time, but that member of Parliament did so much for Northeast Manchester. And then we had the advent of On the Shore, starting in 1993 up until today. We have seen a few projects, yes. The Robbins Hall Health Center. We saw some improvements there on the PAHO and the Chase Fund. He was Member of Parliament presiding over those development. We also saw some work being done on the Cregget Health Center.
Yeah.
Some was done on the Christian Health Center. Not extensive work, but some work was done, and we have to speak it as we see it. We saw the building of a new tax office, not yet open, but I think it's a good initiative since Christian is a hub for many other parishes.
Yeah.
Well, at least 2 other parishes. Trelawney and
Clarendon.
And Clarendon. So
I'm part of St. Anne's.
Part of St. Anne's,
yes.
So 3 other parishes. So there's a need for that facility to make the burden of paying taxes a little more friendly. So, so we can't say he did nothing. And the Christian bypass, he was the Member of Parliament who presided.
Instrumental in that.
The building of that. But there's so much more that should have been done. So much more. So much more should have been done for education, recreation. So much more should have been done for the farmers in our area. Absolutely no help at all for our farmers.
Yeah.
So much more should have been done for the road infrastructure. The roads are in such bad state of repair. It's as if the road is making love to your tires. Because everywhere you drive, you get a baby on your tire. Because the potholes are so much. I used to change a tire the minute I see a baby on it. But I changed it today, and by tomorrow there are 2 more babies on it. We really, it's annoying. We really want to see a Member of Parliament who makes sure that we have good infrastructure. There's no water. I've been lived here for so many years, and water pipe run to my house here, but no water. Very few times before the year that I get a little water.
Yeah.
So we want a proper system because water is in Northeast Manchester. We have the Hectors River there, which is always flowing. We have the Moravia plant, it supplies part of Clarendon and part of St. Anne. We have a system that was in place. The water used to gravity feed from Cordyville to the rest of the constituency. We want to have that rehabilitated. Okay. There's so much work to be done here. And 32 years of governance, and you're leaving office now, and you have very little to show for it. No, it's time for a change. And that is the reason when people ask me to return, I come back because I am anxious to see the change in Northeast Manchester. And as you can see, when I lend my own effort of my own to help the communities,
Yeah.
then you must recognize that I have a passion to see this place improve. And hence, my remaining here as the standard bearer for the People's National Party, the party I believe as the party of performance.
So, Mr. Wint, going into this year's election, 2025, I think it's another few weeks away. So we have seen where Mr. Ardesha has stepped down as Member of Parliament and he has been replaced by Senator R.J. Marks, former ambassador to the US, Jamaica. Coming here, sir. You think that would have muddied the water a bit for you? You think you stand still confident and a good chance?
I feel a good strategy of the Jamaica Labour Party, having recognized how the PMP has strengthened in Northeast Manchester over the years. It has been a long journey.
Yeah.
It's similar to the journey that Moses had to free the people of Israel, the children of Israel. It has been a long journey. When I ran in 2011, we thought we would have won because we were, running in a ticket of performance, and we saw a member of parliament who was not doing much. It was a very tightly run race. As a matter of fact, Mr. Shaw could not have been declared for nearly 4 days after the election. I actually conceded that. Nevertheless, it was all in the interest of the people since the war had started and all of that. I believe that he would have done better between 2011 and 2016. No, nothing more was done. Really, upper fact, the PMP, I think we should have continued after 2016.
Yeah.
But that fallacy about the 1.5 hit the people. And most persons were made to believe that they were getting 1.5 million in their hand. Even persons who were not taxpayers believe they were getting 1.5. And as a result of that, most of them decided that they would have voted for the Jamaica Labour Party for that 1.5. And they were the opposition at the time. So it was really a great a strategy that I believe was not well, we should have really explained to the people that it was just a tax threshold that we're talking about. So there was much benefit to get from it, as the people were made to believe. Nevertheless, they wanted that ticket. One man said to me when I told him about him, he said, "One Mr. Wint, you see, Panti, he's going to get 1.5 million. And he said to me, it's like buying the lottery, sir. Straight up what happens. But when you buy the lottery, if you don't have a ticket, you don't have a chance."
Okay.
So the people voted for the Labour Party for that. Move fast forward until today. In 2024, the PMP won for the very first time in I would say for the first time in a very long time.
Yes.
Christian days. 2 seats.
Christian Division and Wallaston.
Yes, the Christian and the Wallaston Division. We reduced the margin in the Quaker Division.
And those seats were won by fairly two newcomers. Mr. O'Neill Evans and Mr. David Knight.
So we can see a wind of change taking place. So the strategy to bring in somebody from outside, because the people have lost confidence in the leadership of the Jamaica Labour Party in Northeast Manchester. This newcomer, some persons call her the importee. She has come with a lot of promises. We notice the Jamaica Labour Party executives rallying around her. Almost every day, there's someone else from the executive here with her, and they're pushing and they're giving promises here, and promises there. All of that. I believe we're tired of the promises now. It's now time for results. So even some of the projects they say here with King Leader restarted, projects that have been dormant for over 40 years. The haphazard way of doing it, I believe, they're not fooling the people much. It's time for a change. People want real change. No glimmer and glitter isn't going to change that. Valenton has been here with the people trust him, the people believe that he can do it. And certainly, I will tell the people that I trust you too, and I'm going to do it for you. So we are looking forward to this change. We are not saying, that Ms. Marks coming here now wouldn't have increased the chances for the Labour Party.
Yes.
Because certainly she's very good at social media. If she spends a minute at a place, it's all over the world. So marketing seems to be one of her great assets, or the persons who are marketing her like that, which is good. It's good. It's good for the optics. But it's not optics now. It's the real results on the ground. But when people check the real performance, they will see that Valenton has been here with them. He's a man you can reach. He's a man who has been helping you over the years. It's no election help, no $5,000, no promise to give every single child back to school. If the government has money to send every child back to school, then certainly you should. And when the PAP government becomes the government of the day, then certainly every child will be looked after.
So, question, Mr. Wint. So, do you think that the social media platform would have enhanced your chances going forward, sir?
Social media is good, you know. Nowadays, no matter what you do, it is often said, if you don't have it on social media, as if you didn't do it, as it relates to politics. So, but I must admit to you, I'm not very big on social media. And what we say, why not? Because at this time you need to be all over the world.
Why not?
And certainly, I am trying my best to improve in this area. What I know I'm good at is embracing my people, helping them as much as I can. You know, I started a program where I'm looking at children who are suffering, some of them from autism, some are slow learners. I'm identifying many of them in the schools, and I'm trying to put in place a program. As a matter of fact, I am going to be launching a program right across the constituency that may become a foundation in short order where I help these children. And this was one category of person that we help. As it relates to how I help others, currently I have nearly 150 farmers who I help to farm right across. Many of them are properties that I own, that are idle lands, and I have personal farming. I don't charge them. You know, many of them are very kind and they give me a piece of yam or so when they farm. But I do what I can to help the people who are in need. And I do believe, as Member of Parliament, we could be able to put in formal programs to see that we can improve the life of these people.
But just a suggestion to you, though, sir. I think you should try and embrace the social media platform more, you know. I think it helps to
hence me here with you today.
publicity.
You've been trying to get me
It's
on
been
this
a while.
platform
It's
for many months. And so many
True,
times
sir.
as I run into a community meeting, I'm
true.
running here, I'm running there, you know. But you know, it is the order of the day. I would say, you know, I would salute Audrey Marks. She is an expert at it. I'll never forget going to a RADA meeting down in Robbins Hall.
Yeah.
And I was there for almost the entire day. You know, I had many conversations with the presenters. So I lobbied on behalf of the farmers there for the entire day. She came at the end of the meeting and she just went under one of the stalls. And in 5 minutes, she was all over the world. And you believe she was there for the whole day. But, you know, I'm not into the gimmickry. You know, I'm here to give the people real help. You know, my concern is that no one comes to trick us with the glitter and then tomorrow morning we can't find it. I've been a part of this community for many, many years. I trust the people trust me. And as I said before, win, lose or draw, I'm here with you. But this time I believe you should make the effort to get the Member of Parliament that you want, who has been here with you, who have fought for you, who have worked with your schools, work with your community organization, work with your farmers, work to restore public order in the town of Christiana. You know, I am the man. Valenton, I believe I have the blueprint to change this nonsense.
So finally, Mr. Wint, why should the people of Northeast Manchester vote for you and by extension the People's National Party in this coming general election?
Well, as I said before, your vote will determine the kind of leadership, the kind of management that you will see in your constituency. And you have to vote based on what you know. I'm sure the voters here know of Valenton, know what he has been doing for the communities over the years. They also know that the People's National Party is the party of performance, not the party who believes in corruption, not the party who believes that you must go out there and bring the glitter to fool the people. It's a party that believes in promise, not in promises, but a party that believes in bringing about the community projects that we do. So, you know, I believe the People's National Party should be the choice of the people now. We're tired of what is happening in the Jamaica Labour Party. Too many people have fallen below poverty line. It's hard, very hard. You know, it's time for a change. People have to vote for a better life. You must vote for a better Jamaica. The time has come.
So, thank you very much, sir. I think a lot have been said, and we look forward to see you as the next member of Parliament for North East Manchester, if it's in the will of the Lord and people choose you. Because there are two candidates, and people will choose who is the better candidate.
It was indeed my pleasure. And I know that the people will make the right choice. I have no doubt about that.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thanks for having me.
And all the best.
Thank you.